Thank you guys for having us.
Yes.
My name is Ryland Sabo. I am the community advisor for the Rocori FFA chapter. I'm also a college student, so I work closely with the FFA members in coaching and some of their leadership development stuff. We're here tonight to ask for your permission to rehabilitate Lookout Park, also known as the Cold Spring Roadside Parking Area. The northern section is known as Lookout Park. The southern section is still open to the public, but it isn't an open portion of the park. So over the last 6 months with the FFA chapter, we've been working on, we contacted the Minnesota Department of Transportation, the State Historic Preservation Office, and the Stearns County Research Center to kind of dive into what this place used to look like and the history that it holds here for our community. I'll let Bryn kind of talk about that in a second here. When we started diving into this, we kind of felt like it was like the hidden gem of Cold Spring. Not many people who we talked to knew it was there, but the people who did, they're like, it's too bad that it's not what it used to be. So we would like to take the opportunity to just talk to you about that. I'm excited about it. I might only be 22, but to me, I've always been a lover of history, so it's kind of cool to see some historic pictures of what it once was, and kind of talk about giving you guys the opportunity to give the FFA chapter the permission to do something that would bring that area, kind of rehabilitate it and revitalize it. I know that the council's been focused on doing some of those things in downtown here as well, especially as that area overlooks Alexander Park and is right across the bike path there. So I would like to introduce Bryn. Bryn is our project lead. After that, we can answer some of your questions on it. But she has been instrumental in doing some research and working on the proposal that you have in front of you. So Bryn, take it away.
So last week, me and 3 other Rocori FFA members attended a 3-day leadership conference. One thing that we all took away was a quote, and the quote states, "Community is much more than belonging to something. It is about doing something together that makes belonging matter." And tonight, that is exactly the proposal that we've brought to you. For me, I've been in FFA since 7th grade, and I'm going into my junior year. In those 4 years, we have always been looking for a community service project. In the past 6 months, it was brought to our advisor's attention that the Cold Spring roadside parking area was in need of rehabilitation. The Rocori FFA chapter's proposed plan can begin immediately following the council's approval of the project. The chapter has also submitted an application for a grant from the National FFA organization, meaning that there will be no funds necessary from the city to complete the planned rehabilitation. The Rocori FFA chapter is excited about this project. It is more than just cleaning up garbage or repairing overgrown trails. It is about bringing people together in our community to enjoy the outdoors and to bring more people to enjoy the historic and scenic sites of Cold Spring. We have a letter of support for the project from Senator Jeff Howe and Representative Lisa Demuth is currently working on a statement for support for the project because they can also see the benefits this project has for the Cold Spring community. We ask tonight that the council proposes a motion for the Rocori FFA chapter to begin the rehabilitating of the Cold Spring roadside parking area that allows all people in this area and the travelers through the community to enjoy. We are young leaders who are passionate about preserving history, protecting natural resources, and serving the community. The FFA organization is all about growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. The Rocori FFA chapter appreciates your time in considering the benefits of this project to our community. Thank you.
Anybody got any questions? Doug?
Question. So you're gonna work on both sides, north and south?
Correct.
South side's got the parking lot on the bottom.
Yep,
Is it your intentions that once that's done, that would be accessible on that side too?
correct. Because right now you can still enter both sides. There's still 2 public parking lots there. The gates stay open. Currently on the north side, there's just a sign that says the park closes at 10, but the intention would be to reconstruct the trails that go to those parking lots so that way the entire site is accessible. Yep. So as you can see in our plan, a lot of it would be very simple things, but a lot of it is just trail reconstruction, which those trails still exist out there. It would just be bringing it back to the way that it was originally intended, was just to be a semi-unmaintained community park. But going out there this spring, like we saw a lot of, there's just lots of years of debris from like just trees not being cleaned up. Like I said, those trails need to be cleaned as well. There's some graffiti out there, which is pretty simple to remove. There's a few other things as well, but a lot of it would be just simple work, but a lot of it would go a long way to allowing that site to be listed on the National Register of Historic Places. And I contacted somebody at the Department of the Interior to find out whether or not this was even feasible for a group of young individuals to do. They gave me a pretty solid list that I included in as Appendix A and B of your proposal. That listed the ways that in which we would continue to rehabilitate that, because that is under the guidelines of the Secretary of the Interior's report on the treatment of historic places. So that way, once our project was done, it would be the third listed property in Cold Spring on that register.
I just have a comment to make. You
Yeah.
know, this presentation was excellent.
Thank you.
And we get a lot of presentations here. We've had worse presentations from older people. than
Okay,
you.
fantastic. That's
So,
good to hear.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, like I
Very
said,
thorough, I thought.
we've worked very hard on this. We've done lots of information. We wanted to be thorough when we brought it to you, and like I said, we wanted to be sure that this was something that we wanted to do. Serving as their community advisor, every single year I've sat in, when we interview the students who are going to serve as leaders in the chapter for the next year, every single year they say, we want to find something that we can do to get out into the community. And when they heard this, I saw them jump out of their chairs a little bit. They were excited about this. It's because they see what other people do in the community. They see what the Lions Clubs do. They see what you guys are doing with the building of Alexander Park and those things to bring people here. And they saw this, like I said, that hidden gem, kind of being another draw to the Cold Spring community is a park that's open to the public that's also on that national register.
See, I knew about, for quite a while, the Lookout Park on the north side. Until about 5 years ago, I did not know there was a south side. How long ago was this park? Do you know?
So, I actually have the copy of the rehabilitation plan from 2008 that they submitted to MnDOT before they transferred the property over to you. They closed the south side, so the one that's farthest away from us, with the larger lookout, in 1970. So they moved the parking lot 150 feet to the south. And it's just because they needed to make room for 23 once it became 4 lanes, but they closed the southern site in 1970, and it was just because MnDOT was not at that time maintaining it as much as it needed to be, and the city was doing a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wasn't that a gravel pit? Didn't they
It
take
was.
fill out of there?
Yep, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
how it originally that's why it was originally owned by MnDOT. They didn't have to take it from the city. It was a gravel pit before, and then they constructed the area around it, so there is so most of the hiking trails will venture around the edges of the gravel pit.
Okay.
Wasn't there a way to go underneath the bridge too?
Correct, yes, the bridge underpass, it's still passable, there's not any water, there's not any issues with it, it's still structurally sound. That was rebuilt when they built 23 to be 4 lanes, so it was more structurally sound to hold back the river, and it's still passable, so that's why you can park on either site and venture underneath the bridge, so you don't have an issue with pedestrians trying to cross 23.
Okay.
So will any of the work have to be like subcontracted out to do?
Nope, it would all be through us. Yep, a lot of, like I said, a lot of it is pretty simple work. It's trimming trees, it's clearing brush. The one is biggest issue is the buckthorn that's out there. They saw it in 2008 and it's just gotten worse. But a lot of it would be pretty simply done. The timeline for the project for us ourselves would be this summer and then into the following summer of 24.
Okay. And that's not simple work.
I mean, it's hard, it's
I know
hard
what
work,
you're
but
saying.
it doesn't
It's
require
very
any
hard.
necessary contracting out. Yep.
So there's no quitting when it starts cleaning? You guys can't walk away from the job,
No,
right?
like I said, we made sure that we were 100% sold on this. We brought it to the leadership team, we brought it to the FFA chapter itself, and they all said that they were committed to putting in the time, putting in the hours to doing this, because they recognize what it could mean for the community.
It says here that the buckthorn control program,
Mhm.
you know, so a lot of them go after buckthorn and then they go.
Right,
you know,
yep. But we've also spoken to other youth organizations that are interested in volunteering with us. A lot of high schoolers are looking for volunteer hours, whether for NHS or other things like that. So we have the potential to partner with them as well, just to garner some more supporters and partnerships within that, that would help the project.
Done. So do we support it?
Do you need a motion? I'll make. the
I
motion.
think we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Mike makes a motion to support the FFA then.
second it.
And Doug seconds it. Any other discussion on it? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Worthwhile project, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much, yeah.
we're excited to see where it goes, and we'll definitely invite you guys out as we start the project.
Yes, absolutely.
And no quitters.
Nope, nope, nope. Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, guys.